to today's session. I'm Rini Mehta from CCL Tutorials Aussizz Group, and we are live here in this Conclave 2022. Aussizz Group is bringing you this migration and education conclave, and we will be announcing a lot of giveaways in this session. So please stay tuned to know more about CCL tutorials and CCL exam and tips and tricks to crack CCL exam, right? We'll be checking a lot of interactive things, how this exam can be done, what are the requirements of the exam, and how you can clear it in one shot. What are the techniques which can help you to ace this exam in one go, and you can achieve 5 extra points towards your PR. I'm sure you'll get benefit from this session and you will be able to understand the tips and techniques to clear this exam. The different tools used to clear this exam are repeat tool and correction tool, and but there are many technicalities involved in this exam, as you will be giving this exam from the comfort of your zone. So obviously you will need to learn a little bit about the technical support and what are the things you need to prepare in advance before you start the exam. What are the links given by NAATI to start this exam, how to use Proctor app, how you will be monitored in your room so that no cheating is done, and everything we'll see here in this session, right? And towards the end, I'll start the question answer session. Q&A session in the last 10 minutes. You will be able to ask me any question, any doubt if you have. And in the middle of the session, I'll be announcing some interesting giveaways. So let's have a look. Let's start the session, what it is and how to attempt NAATI exam in one go, right? And if you see that we are going through this session, if you find any difficulties in between, you can always write it in the chat box and I will explain it towards the end of the session. So let's understand what is a CCL exam and what are the tips and tricks to crack this exam. This is Australian Migration and Education Conclave 2022, the biggest virtual event of the year, and we from Aussizz Group and CCL Tutorials bring to you this interactive session where you can just check what are the techniques and clear this exam in one shot. We'll be announcing a lot of giveaways, and the most important one here is this: the free 2 months PT online coaching to some selected candidates, free CCL online coaching here, and free 485 visa consultation, and free one PR consultation, up to 50% scholarships, right? So these 50% scholarships are provided by institutions for selected courses upon meeting the eligibility requirement. So this is Aussizz Conclave 2022, and we have all these sessions here for selected. Please stay in the session and know more about this giveaway alert, right? So let's check here. This is the test format of NAATI exam. So this is the exam you will give it from the comfort of your home, and it will give you 5 extra PR points, right? So let's see what is this test like. So the test determines a candidate's ability to convey the meaning of a conversation from English language to LOTE, that is LOTE, language other than English, and vice versa. So basically there are two languages. One is English, obviously, and you have to translate that into your own language, which can be Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, Urdu, Gujarati. There's so many languages. Out of 40 languages, you can select any one in which you are comfortable enough. On passing the CCL test, a candidate is rewarded 5 bonus points, also known as credential community language points, a criteria on point test for Australian immigration visa application. And in the online CCL test, yes, you heard it very right. It's online. You don't have to go to the test center right now. You can give it from any place in this world. You can give it from India, America, Canada. Many places are there. And yes, this is online exam. And on passing this exam, this online CCL test, you will get 5 points. In this exam, the candidates need to activate the recording. So basically you will be given a recording for interpretation. You have to start it and then you have to translate it. This recording consists of two dialogues, and each dialogue represents a conversation between a native English speaker and a native Lotus speaker. As these are done online, candidates overseas can sit the test, and all tests are run on Canberra times. So this is very important that you check your timer. If the test is according to Canberra time, you have to convert it to your time zone, or sometimes it comes with a converted time zone also. So check with the timer especially before you start your exam. So let's talk about the exam. What could be in the exam? So yes, the paper is online. You don't have to go to the center. And in the online exam, you will be given dialogues. So there are two dialogues in your exam, dialogue 1 and dialogue 2. Each dialogue is approximately of 300 words, nearly half in English and half in chosen lote. Let's say if you are selecting Hindi, so 300 out of 300 words, half will be in English and half in the Hindi. So the dialogue is further divided into different segments. So the conversation is there. So segment 1 will be in English, then segment 2 in your selected language, segment 3 again in English, segment 4 again in selected language. Like that, alternative segments will come, and each segment can be of maximum 35 words, but not more than that. Very short sentences are there, but in the middle you will see some long sentences are also there. You will have a total of 35 minutes to finish your test, but basically they give you 20 minutes to finish and 15 minutes will be added to read the instruction. So you can finish the test in 20-25 minutes, and it's very pretty simple because you will play an audio and then you will translate. Let's talk about what are the topics covered here. So there are many different topics, but only 12 are included in your exam. In NAATI CCL, you will have business, consumer affairs, employment, health, immigration or settlement, legal, community, education, financial, housing, insurance, and social services. So these are all 12 topics which are given in your exam, and they reflect Australian society, real life scenarios. So the conversation will be just related to real life, how in Australia people are going through in their daily routine. You can get a question on health. So you can get a question dialogue between a doctor and a patient, or you can get a question dialogue between a parent and a teacher. Yes, this is the most common one, most common, most repeated question, parent and teacher dialogue related to education. But yes, all other topics are very important. So you need to relate to these topics to finish this exam very easily. Now, there is a point calculator in immigration, and immigration calculates your point, and you can get credential community language 5 points if you clear this exam. So this type of a point calculator system is there. If you clear this exam, you can click yes, you have cleared, and you can get 5 points towards your PR and be higher in the slot. There are many languages to choose from for this exam, and you can choose Albanian, Arabic, and you can choose any out of these, whichever feels you feels in whichever you feel comfortable, right? Which is your native language, or that language. Let's say you're selecting Hindi, then you can translate between English and Hindi. If you are selecting, let's say, Dutch, so you can translate between English and Dutch. So English will always be there. Language other than English can be any one of these. And your test will be done on the basis of two things. You will be marked for language quality and language register. How much you are competent in both English and Lotte. So they will check you separately. They will check you for English and language other than English for your quality, how you are translating your answers, and how you are registering the level of formality with which you transfer your meaning. Are you talking in a robotic manner, or are you describing in an idiomatic manner? So do not translate word to word. Let's say, for example, if a question is there, please come in and have a seat. If the question comes, translate this question. Please come in and have a seat. So now, what would you say? If you are a Hindi speaker, you would say, कृपया अंदर आइए और बैठ जाइए. You will not objectify the seat. You will not translate seat in Hindi as kursi. You will not say kursi le lo, right? You will say, please come in and have a seat. Do not say it in robotic manner, translate it in an idiomatic manner. Right now, when you are translating, if you are giving in a robotic manner, they will not check your answer. You will get clear cut, easy fail. So make sure word to word translation is not there. Contextual translation is there. Context should be translated properly. Now, the errors for which the examiners deduct a candidate's score are inaccuracy, distortion, omissions, and insertion. These are the four things. If you do any two or three things in one dialogue, you will straight away get a fail. So we cannot do all these four things in one question. So always transfer your answer with the proper correctness. Don't misrepresent the information. Omission should not be there and insertion should not be there. So omissions and insertions are also very difficult, right? The test comprises of two dialogues, each worth 45 marks. So dialogue 1 is of 45 mark and dialogue 2 again 45. In order to pass the test, a candidate requires at least 29 marks in each dialogue, an overall score of 63 out of 90. So if your dialogue 1 is of 45, let's say your dialogue 1 is of 45 marks, right? And if you are getting a 29 mark out of 45, it's a pass for dialogue 1. Minimum 29 is required to pass this exam. If in the second dialogue also you are getting 29, it is a pass for dialogue 2 as well, but the total will be 58 out of 90 and 58 is fail, right? 58 is a fail. So what you need to do, then you need to score more in any one of the dialogue, or you can score more a little bit in both the dialogues. So if you get 29 in one and 34 in another one, total is 63. Yes, now it is a pass. So three requirements are there to pass this exam. Requirement number one is 29 out of 45 in dialogue 1, 29 out of 45 in dialogue 2, but more than that, a little bit more, so as to make a total of 63 out of 90. So your total exam will be of 90 marks. You need minimum 63 to pass. After that, whatever you are getting, whether you are getting 72, 84, 89, it won't impact. You will still have the same result. So minimum 63 is required to gain 5 points. Now, how you will give your exam. In order to access the NAATI CCL test, a candidate will have a suitable device and a stable internet connection. You need a laptop or a PC and some internet. And please note that you are using a public Wi-Fi network. If you're using that, there is a possibility that access to the test will be restricted. So use your own Wi-Fi, and it is a responsibility of a candidate to ensure minimum internet speed requirement is available on the testing day, as well as reliable equipments are there. Should the test not being able to proceed due to faulty device or a slow internet connection, it will be cancelled. If there is an issue from your side, if your network is not good, if your device is not working, your test will be cancelled and you will not be refunded in any way. But if there is some technical default from their side, you will be refunded soon. So you will not be refunded, sorry, you will be given a free attempt to appear for the exam. Now you need two devices in your exam. Device number one, it can be a laptop or a computer, and to complete your test, you need these things along with laptop. You need a good mic. You can use the inbuilt mic, but it will not give that much clarity. So use a proper mic, and you can use a headset. You can use earphones, anything you can use, but when you are using a earphone, make sure you're not using a earphone with Bluetooth, right? So let's discuss more in detail. First thing first, microphone is required and a camera is required. You can use inbuilt camera of your laptop or you can use a webcam. A decent internet connection with a minimum speed. Make this sure your internet works at a 1.5 megabits per second upload and 10 mbits per second download speed should be there, and ping should be under 25 ms. So these are the three things you need to make sure. You can check your network on speedtest.net. You will be given this link through NAATI as well. You will get an email and they will give you the link to check for this. The latest version of Google Chrome is very important. If you are taking, if you are giving exam on laptop or a computer, whether you are using a Mac or anything, you need to install Google Chrome in your device, because if Google Chrome is not there, this exam will not work. Proctor dialogues will not upload on or download on Safari or any other browser. So make sure you have Google Chrome in your device. You are required to use a headset during your test, and this can be a standard mobile phone and earphones or dedicated video conference and headset. Separate and built-in speakers are not allowed due to audio issues, but use of Bluetooth or wireless headset is not recommended. So when you are using your earphones, please do not use a earphone that contains both Bluetooth and wire. That is also not allowed. Only wired ones are allowed. Now let's talk about device 2. Yes, you absolutely heard me right. We need two devices in this exam. And device 1 is obviously your laptop and computer, but device 2 will be put at the back of your screen, right? So that will cover you from the back side, and you will need a phone or a tablet for this. So you can keep in the back, you can keep a phone or a tablet, and you can put it in the back so that you are covered from 360-degree angle, and they can make sure there is no one in the room who is helping you during this exam. So your phone will be used as a secondary camera to record your environment. You will need to download a Proctor exam application, and which is compatible with any Android 4.1 or higher and iOS Apple or higher. So what you need first thing first laptop, second thing a phone or a tablet, and third thing in the phone in sorry yes, both in the phone and the laptop you will need Proctor exam. For that, you will be given the link from NAATI to download Proctor exam. So don't worry, you will be directed everything through the emails by NAATI just 7 days before your exam. But when you are using a phone, there is one more thing you need to know. You cannot use Huawei P30 phone model. You cannot use Google Pixel. You cannot use Sony Xperia in your exam. iPhone 6 is not allowed, lower than iPhone 6. Any iPhone more than 6 is allowed, like iPhone 7 allowed, 8 allowed, 10, XR. Yes, everything is allowed, 13 Pro. These iPhones are allowed, but iPhone 6 is not allowed. After that, OnePlus models are also not allowed. So do not use a OnePlus phone in your exam. It will not work with the Proctor app properly. They are not compatible. So make sure you are not using these devices as your backup camera, backside secondary camera, right? Now you should ensure your equipment is functioning properly and charged before the test. Due to the variances in equipment, candidates use only limited technical support will be available during the test. So there's no one in the exam sitting and guiding you from their side. There is only a technical chat bot where a person can reflect you the answer. Just a chat bot is given to you. No person directly will be talking to you. Now you will have certain resources during the exam. What you can use, you can you cannot take any book or anything during the test other than a pen and blank paper. You can take a set of 8 to 10 blank papers, and you will need to you'll need to take A4 size blank paper. Make sure nothing is written on that paper, not even any notepad or anything where something is printed with the ink. Please do not use that. That would be considered as cheating. You can just use a blank paper. You will have to show the material to them in the camera that you are using blank papers. Keep 2 3 pen ready so that if one stops, you can use another one for note making. You're not permitted to use any electronic resources during your test session. So make sure only two devices are there in your room, a laptop or a PC, and a camera, the phone or the tablet. No third device is allowed. Remove all the devices from the room. The room should be 4 walled. It should be a closed room. Make sure the door is closed. No one should enter the room during your exam. And do not sit in a hall or an open space. Right now, you will have live caption or transcription features which are strictly prohibited, and typing of notes is also prohibited. So do not use any third device to make notes. Okay, you can use only paper. Once testing has started, you are not able to pause or the test or leave the room until you finish this, right? So make sure when you start, you are ready with the water bottle and everything on your table. Keep your table clean. Below the table, above the table, keep your room clean so as to ensure that you are not cheating. Let's talk about this exam. If you play the question in the exam, there will be an audio. It will start either in English or the Lothe language. But let's say if the audio is played and you are not able to listen to the audio, you can repeat that audio. Yes, you heard me right. There is a start button. You can use repeat. I will show you how to repeat. There is a little bit technicality in this repeat. So I will do one live question in front of you in a while, and you will be able to see how to take a repeat. Yes, the repeat is allowed, but the first repetition in each dialogue, right? There are two dialogues. One repeat is free for one dialogue. Second dialogue again, one repeat is free. If in first dialogue you are taking two repeats, so first is free, but any further request will be penalized by the examiner. So they will deduct your mark in the repeat. To know more about repeat, we'll check in the next part. If you are talking about correction, yes, when you are answering, when you are translating the segment, let's say if the person is saying, hello, how are you? So instead of hello, you said something else. So you can correct yourself, or maybe you repeat it in the same language. To repeat in another language, you can just correct yourself. So correcting yourself is allowed, but only for few times. Lengthy pauses and repeated reworking, self-checking again and again can be viewed as distracting significantly from the dynamics. So if you realize during the test that you have made an error, you are permitted to insert a correction of that part before continuing. Any correction should be said by sorry, I'll just say that part again, or say correction, or say sorry, and repeat that again. But don't do a lot of corrections. A lot of corrections will be considered as repeated reworking. Limit the correction use as well. Let's talk about the exam, how you will start this exam. Very simple. This will be your screen and some buttons will be given to you. What are those buttons? Start button, finish button, next button, and the submit button, right? So what is the start button? You can see here this start button is with a green color in the bottom. If you press this button, the audio dialogue will be played, and this will be a scenario. Till here you will see the waves like this, so you can identify whether the segment is long or a short one. The audio will be played till here, and then this part says that the dialogue begins now. So scenario is played. What is the scenario? Let's say you are doing a parent teacher meeting. So it will say there is a parent, there is a teacher, and they are meeting to talk about this topic. The dialogue begins now. After this, you will get your first segment. So you have to translate from this segment onwards, not the scenario. This segment you have to translate, and then there is a beep. Your translation should start a little later after the beep, but don't give a long pause, right? So this is your translation recorded in pink wave. So this is your start button. Once you start the translation, in place of a start, finish button will be here. And once you translate your answer, you can click finish. So the finish is done, and once the finish button is done, you can click next. After next, after translating all the segments, you can finally click finish to submit your exam. Let's talk about repeat dialogue. What is a repeat segment? How to repeat your segment? So this is a dialog box which you will see if you want to repeat the segment. What is this? Very simple, very easy. NAATI gives you a tool to repeat your question. Not all the questions can be repeated. Out if you're given 14 segments, you can repeat 3 4 segments, right? Don't take a lot of repeats. Let's see what is a repeat. If you can see here, this is attempt 2. Attempt 2 means we are answering in the second attempt. So attempt 1 should be kept blank in order to repeat your answer. How repeat is done? Let's check here. This question segment is starting, and let's say this is such a long segment, I cannot translate this much long segment. So what I will do, this much long segment cannot be translated in one go. So I want to repeat. So what I will do, I will first start, click start, the audio will play, and when the beep is there, after that, I will not say anything in attempt 1. Attempt 1 should go blank and then click finish. If you click finish, Then the question will show start button again. Click start again. And then the question will be there again. In attempt 2, you have to say your answer. And then once you finish your answer, click finish button. What I'm trying to tell here, how to take a repeat, click start button, audio will play, beep will be there, click finish button without answering anything in attempt 1. Again click start button, a dialog box will come like this. Are you sure you want to repeat the segment? Click OK, and then the question will be played, your beep will be there, give your answer and click finish. So your answer is not in attempt 1, your answer is in attempt 2. This is known as repeat, and you don't have to say repeat, you don't have to say anything, just click the buttons and use this tool. If you, however, give your answer in something in attempt 1, let's say half answer you have given, then that will not be considered as a repeat. That means you have submitted 2 attempts, 1 and 2. Out of these 2 attempts, they will always check the first attempt. So if you are speaking anything in attempt 1, that will not be counted as repeat, rather your answer will be checked for that part. So don't speak anything in attempt 1 if you wish to take a repeat. If you finish your question, you will see in the end of the dialogue, segment 1 answered, yes. Segment 2 answered. So check for this. If any segment is unanswered, they will write here unanswered. You can click that segment again, go back to that page, click the question again, answer it, and finally when everything comes to the answered portion, click submit, click confirm and submit your dialogue 1. Then you will see second dialogue. It will start again in the same manner. Finish all the answers, check this segment, end of the dialogue, all the answers are answered properly, click confirm and submit your answer. Now let's talk about how to crack this exam. This was the pattern, but let's say if you're given a question, some people don't remember it properly, they are not able to remember it and they cannot translate it accurately, and that result in a fail. Let's see what can be done to pass this exam. There are two strategies, note making and visualization. In note making, it's simple. When you listen to the question, you have to write on the paper and then you can translate it. In visualization, you have to objectify it. So if the person is talking about a library, see a library, objectify the materials in the library, visualize the sentence, group the words together, divide it into part and then repeat and translate. We follow both the techniques in our coaching. We guide you about all these techniques and then you can decide which technique to use. But my experience says if in the exam the question is very fast, you cannot do note making properly until and unless you have practiced enough for it. So then you have to switch to visualization. If the answer is very slow, then you cannot visualize continuously everything, you'll tend to forget, and so you need to switch to note making. So there are many things here which you can understand and try to get an insight for that. Let's see how to do that. First thing first, you need to prepare your vocabulary related to all the four topics, all the 12 topics given in your exam. So vocabulary words are very important. Check the important words. What is immigration in Lotte language? What do we say diabetes in your language? What is food safety? Very commonly used vocab word, food safety certificate. Third thing, work health and safety guidelines. Fourth thing, then next you have saving account. What is saving account in your own language? Child care center, most important question in exam. New start allowance, very important service provided by Australia. So you can learn to translate this as well. What is refugee? What is documents in Hindi or your own language, or scholarship? All these words are important. So check the important vocabulary words, prepare your vocabulary. You can get vocabulary from our website as well. ccltutorials.online will be sharing the link very soon when we inform about how we guide, how we teach in the coaching. So let's talk about, this is your CCL Tutorials Vocab Bank page from Hindi English vocabulary. You can see there are many words which are written in English and Hindi. You can learn this word. For example, account is written as khata. So learn that word and understand what is vocabulary. Now we also do teach about recent exam dialogue topics in our online coaching, because you will get these questions again in your exam. Many times you get the repeated questions in your exam. So what are those questions? You can see a boat hire dialogue, dishwasher repair, You can see parent teacher meeting, real estate agent and tenant conversation, advertisement of restaurant. This was the recent exam. Just 2 days ago, one of the student got car insurance again. So check for these questions. You can get these questions again in your exam. Check for the vocabulary from these questions. Very simple. Do not try to be an encyclopedia. You need to do smart work, not the hard work. So extension for submitting essay, there was one dialogue for that. Waste disposal in the council. So how Australian society works, that conversation will come in your exam. Let's see, this is a practice dialogue, Hindi English. So this is your scenario. You will never get anything written on your screen. Everything will be played in the form of an audio. So this is a question. You can see the following dialogue takes place between Mr. Jack Paul, a private health insurance consultant, and a Hindi speaking Mr. Rahul, who wants to inquire about the upgradation of his current overseas student insurance cover. This is the common topic scenario used in Australian society. So the dialogue begins now. First segment, this is known as segment number one. Mr. Jack Paul is saying the segment. He says, "Good morning, Mr. Rahul. My name is Jack Paul, and I am a consultant for ABC Health Insurance Company. How can I help you today?" Only a short segment, three parts of the segment. You can remember three sentences. This is named as one segment. Next segment in Hindi. Again, third segment in English. So alternative segments will be there. And how you will translate. Let's check here. If the Mr. Jack Paul is saying good morning, Mr. Rahul, after the completion of the segment, you will hear a chime. After this, you will have to start speaking immediately after the chime. Just a little pause is okay. Maximum 10 seconds pause can be allowed. After that, examiner will not check your answer. So do not take a long pause. If you are making notes, then it's okay. You can do 12, 13 minutes or sorry, 12, 13 seconds pause. Then your ideal interpretation should be there. And then the question from the next segment will be there. Again, chime will be there. You have to interpret your answer, and that's how you will progress the test. There will be few segments, one in English, then in Hindi. You have to give your interpretation, and like this. I will show you how to do this thing. Before we continue further, there is a giveaway alert. We are providing you with a free 2 months PT online coaching for selected candidates, free CCL online coaching for selected candidates, free 485 visa consultation for selected candidates, free 1 PR consultation of 30 minutes, and up to 50% scholarships provided by institutions for selected courses upon meeting eligibility. There is Aussizz Conclave 2022, which is announcing this giveaway alert. Please do take benefit from all these things, and you will be given all the details in the chat below. Right, so now you will find the links for all these things. Before we continue further and before I start the question and answer session, let me guide you how your exam will work. So this on my screen, you can just see here. um, I am sharing this screen. This is a sample test. You can use this sample test and understand how this sample test will progress. So there will be nothing written on your screen. I have just written this to help you. When you are making notes, what you have to do is while you are writing, just write the names of the speakers. Make sure whether they are female or male speakers. You have to use a correct grammar for them. So if a female speaker is there, you will have to use she. If a male speaker is there, you will have to use he. So these different types of techniques you need to use, and understand the techniques required to clear this exam. Now, what you will have to do when the test start, just very simply click on this start button. Right now, I'm not playing the question. I'm just showing you how it will work. Click start and the question starts like this. When you start, you will see attempt one, and start immediately converts to finish attempt. And you can see the finish attempt button is there. Do not click it uh, before you finish it, right? This is your now recording has started. You will answer this, you will interpret the question. And once you have done that, then click finish attempt. Now you see your answer is submitted. Attempt one is there. They will check your answer once you submit all the segments. This is attempt one, and make sure you are not giving multiple answers. So your attempt one is your answer. If you submit multiple attempts, they will only check attempt one. They will not check your attempt two. After you have submitted your answer, this type of a upload screen will be there. Your answer will be uploaded, and once it is uploaded, you will see the next button will get on, and you will be able to attempt it. Now, let me show you how to take a repeat. If you want to take a repeat, you have to click start first. Your question will play like this. I have muted it for a while. Now beep is there. Now do not answer anything. Click finish. Attempt 1 is blank. Do not speak anything in attempt 1. Again, you will click when you have submitted your answer. Now the start button will come again. If you click start second time, there will be a dialog box which asks, do you want to repeat? You will say yes, and it will repeat, right? So it will play the question again. Now in attempt 2, you will submit your answer, and then the next button will work. Okay, now let us check here how this question will be there. So I'm really now playing the question. What will be the question type? Let's listen to it.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Hilton Hotel. This is Jenny Simpson speaking. How can I help you today?
So you will translate good morning, right? So you will translate the complete segment in one go and then click finish attempt. So that's how it will work here, and that's how you will be able to attempt this question easily. And now it's done. You can click next, 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 and finish all the segments. Click submit, and your dialog 1 is submitted. Now click again dialog 2, do the same segment. Make sure your windows are not open for any other thing. Just two windows are open, and you finish your segment like this. Now, just before your exam, just before 7 days of your exam, you will just before 7 days of your exam, you will get the email from NAATI. Click that email to the initial setup, and your link will be activated after that setup. So do that initial setup as soon as you receive the email, at least 48 hours prior to the exam, and you will get one more email. Look for that email. That will give you the link to join the exam. And once your time of the exam is there, you will again have to do pre-exam setup. Timer is not counted. You will have to check your laptop and everything. They will check everything, that is it working or not, and pre-exam setup is done. After that, your exam starts. There is a troubleshooting chatbot in which you can write your troubleshoots and questions, and you can ask them if you have any issues like your camera is not connecting or your question is not downloading. You can write in the chatbot, tell them, let them know that you are facing difficulty. They are there to guide you. They will guide you to restart or anything. They will tell you. You can follow the steps and finish your exam. Your result will be delivered in 4 to 6 weeks after the exam. And yes, to pass this exam, make sure there's no grammatical error, there is no repeated reworking, there is no much use of repeat and correction tool, and make sure that you do not give robotic translations, no deductive marking allowed. All these things are very important things, right? So you can pass this exam by learning the strategies about the vocabulary related to particular question. What are the important vocab words? Learn to translate. In our online coaching, we do provide all these real exam questions. We translate with you. Experts are there to help you to know, to find out your deductive marking, improve on that. Practice live in the class. Use our mock tests, which are really real exam like. You will not feel any difficulty if you practice with the mock test. We have online mobile app, CCL Tutorials mobile app, in which you can practice more. Wherever you are going, you can just play the app and questions in the app. You can also check our Telegram group, NAATI CCL Tutorials Telegram group, which is really very wonderful. We have interactive sessions over that. We'll be holding many other sessions in the Telegram group as well. So join that. Check our YouTube videos, Facebook page, Instagram, all the social media apps to get more insight. Now, this is again, I'm announcing the giveaway, and we will have free 2-month PT online coaching to selected candidates, free CCL online coaching, free 4 at 5 visa consultation, free 1 PR consultation, up to 50% scholarships provided by institutions for select courses upon meeting eligibility, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this session. This is our app. Please do download CCL Tutorials app now and get the maximum benefit. Load your language. If you are choosing Hindi, select the language Hindi, Nepali, Punjabi, any language you can select, right? And we do provide a guidebook, mock test is there, vocab bank, check your eligibility, CCL tips and strategies, real-time test conditions are given. You can scan this code and join us on website and app and on Play Store and App Store as well as. And you can use our platform for Telegram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. And you can save on group coaching now. So limited time offer is there. Our journey is very wonderful. So far we have 45K plus registered CCL test takers, 800 plus joined online coaching. Many 70% students got more than 79 plus score in CCL exam. We have 20K plus Android app users, 27K plus iOS app users, 4.7 is our app rating, 4.7 star, and 1.5K plus in Telegram community. So I hope you can see that how we are progressing. Join in the journey and get maximum benefit and clear your exam in one shot. So this is our session and I hope you have enjoyed it. Please post your reviews at the following link. The link is also dropped in the chat box. You can click the link and give your reviews for the session if you liked it. And you can contact us. Our coordinators are here. You can contact them for online coaching and you can just, right, you can just check us here. Okay, perfect. So I hope you have enjoyed the session. Now we are starting with the question and answer. So if you have any question, please feel free to drop in the chat box. Please write your questions in the chat box. I'll take your questions here and I will answer one by one. Yes, I can see so many questions. I'll start now. Let's check. This is a question from Urvesh. How long the dialogue would be? Will I need to remember the complete dialogue and then translate? By dialogue, we mean 13, 14 segments, and there will be 13, 14 segments, and one dialogue can end up around in approximately 10 to 15 minutes. So if there are 30 minutes, you can do two dialogue. In one dialogue, you will have a segment. A segment could be long enough till 35 words. It can be a long segment, it can be a short segment. And yes, you need to remember that complete segment and then translate. So, for example, the person is saying, hello, how are you? I'm John Paul. Please come in and have a seat. Tell me why you have called us. Do you need any help today? Like this, three, four sentences can be there. A segment can be short or a long, speed can be fast or slow. Okay, you can check our practice test on our website and app and check the real exam scenario. Mock tests are available for you. In the fifth slide, Gujarati isn't there in the list of language. It is there. You can select Gujarati. The slide in the bottom showed that this can be updated accordingly. So NAATI will update you if there is if they are removing some language or adding. Right now, Gujarati is there. You can select that language. Right. Next question is from Shubham. How many dialogues come in exam? And yes, Shubham, two dialogues will be there in your exam, dialogue 1 and dialogue 2. And these dialogues will be divided into further segments. Webcam is not required in this test. No, you can directly use the inbuilt camera of your laptop, but backside camera can be from the mobile. And yes, next question. You passed your CCL test 3 years ago from Ali. Okay. Can I still claim 5 points in my EOI in NSW? Ali, if it is only eligible for 3 years, and if that 3 years expiry is done, you cannot claim the 5 points again. You will have to clear this exam one more time, and then yes, you can claim for the 5 points. So you will have to sit for the exam again if your 3 years timer is over. Next question, and it is from Dimitri. If I recently passed IELTS, speaking 7.5, listening 7, do I need special preparation courses for NAATI CCL exam? Is it harder than IELTS? So one more thing, IELTS is only an English exam, right? And when you are giving exam for NAATI CCL, you will be translating English to your own language. So if you have a command of that language as well, then it's okay. But yes, grammar is very important for NAATI CCL. It is not harder, but we can say it involves certain complexities like use of technical instruments, proctor exam, how to use that, how to show QR code to the mobile app and set up in the background. And then other than that, you need to know about deductive marking and repeat tool, and repeated reworking should not be there, robotic answer should not be there. So yes, if expert guidance is there, I'm sure you can clear this exam in one go. Okay, next question, and it is from Pankaj. You are saying, thank you, Rini, for this excellent information. Will attend now regular class in 90 minutes. Thank you so much, Pankaj, for joining the session and for your valuable feedback. I hope you do give me feedback over the link as well. Thank you so much. Okay, next question, and we have yeah, okay. I think we have finished our doubts here. Okay, I do have one more question from Urvish. Are there any official NAATI exam centers where we can go to appear for CCL test? Yes, NAATI do take offline test as well, but right now due to COVID scenario, mainly the exams are online. So you can check on the website whenever there will be offline exam available. They will show you the availability there. Right now it's only online. Total, how many dialogues will come in exam from Shubham? There will be two dialogues in your exam. Okay, and Urvish is asking, how do I get seven free CCL practice test? You can just log into our website and you can appear for the free practice test. You can repeat a question 2, 3 times, that's allowed, but a lot of times if it is repeated, that will be counted as repeated reworking. Do you need to start recording our translation as soon as the segment finishes and a beep sound is heard, or we have a button to start recording? No, you don't have any button. After the beep sound, you can start your answer. Thank you, Shubham, for the review. And Shraddha is asking, will Malayalam be added soon to your tutorials? Yes, we are working on that. Hopefully, you will see more languages. Language is already there. You can see the vocabulary and everything on the website. But yes, coaching with Malayalam will be starting very soon. Check for the updates. Uh, then we have a question, what is the marking criteria? How many marks do we lose for a wrong word translation? Marking criteria is mostly a segment can be marked for 3 marks or a 5 mark. If you do a wrong translation, it can deduct -1 if the phrase is long. If the phrase is making the complete answer wrong, it can deduct the complete -3 or -5. Can I repeat segment 2 times without losing point? No, you can repeat only 1 time without losing point. If you repeat second time, like third attempt, it will cut your mark. Thank you so much, Urvish. Thank you so much, Dimitri, for all your reviews. Thank you so much, everyone. We do have connected sessions after this, so please do join with the conclave. You will have a session 11, student visa and student dependent visa. Join the session. Link is here in the chat box. Session 12 will be tourist visa, and session 13 is know all about professional year. The timing and the links are here. Please do join the session. Giveaways are there. Get benefit of them. And if you wish to join online coaching, please do talk to the coordinators. Post your reviews, and thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much for joining this session. It was really very wonderful and lovely session. This is Rini Mehta signing off. Bye.